Well, here we are. Everybody out. And first things first, let's see if the moon is made of cheese. Well, not even close. They're not too bright, are they? Beak, I think we're way in over our heads here. Here we go. Ah, good times. All for finding a new tree? Aye.
Chup-Chew, for the last time, my answer is no. For the last time, I'm not a weasel.
Then how come you look like a weasel?
Weasels don't have pink feathers. And they're not even birds. So, as you can see, I have nothing in common with a weasel.
Funny weasel.
Can I sit down now?
Yes, you may.
That is over there. Maybe they know a way to get across this canyon. And maybe they have some food, too.
Oh, I'd love some broccoli right now.
Mushrooms eat broccoli. You know that borderlines on cannibalism, right? Well, as long as you don't tell me that you eat chicken, that would make me particularly uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, what?
You have done an incredible job with this. You know, you and your family have made us very wealthy down in the village. Yes, that's right. People have been coming from all over the land just to see this from afar.
Of course everyone thinks your flood story is ridiculous, but
it is a wonder of the world. And when people come to view your art, we provide them food, shelter, for a price, of course. Why else would we have allowed you to cut down every tree within 5 miles?
Excuse me, but what troubles you so much, young man?
Well, you see, I've been reading this good book, and I know that I'm doomed to die for the sins that I carry, and I'm afraid that when I die, my burden will be so heavy that it will sink me lower than the grave.
And so you would like to escape from this city, and also free yourself from that burden?
Yes, but I can't see how that's possible. I am a wretched person. How can sin be undone? What hope is there for me?
Well, do you see that light shining over the field?
You know, since you're an angel and all, I thought you'd have a fancier way of getting us to town. Don't you have like a Christmas sleigh?
I'm not Santa.
Or a Christmas rocket?
Too dangerous.
Christmas train?
Lawsuit.
Boat?
Boat. Seriously, you want a Christmas boat to ride to town in?
Well, what can you do?
Sometimes the fastest road isn't the road you were meant to take.
Wow, you can do something. You can write fortune cookies.
I used to be
Do you know where this is? Of course you don't. This is the creepy culvert that sits right between Alex's house and the animal shelter. It's also where Zombie Cat lives. Yes, somewhere in this culvert lies Zombie Cat. Do you see him? How about now? Did you see him then? Maybe that time? What about then? Of course, Zombie Cat doesn't actually appear and disappear like that. What Zombie Cat does is more like, yee! Yeah, that's what he does. Alex was scared of Zombie Cat. Alex was also scared of carrots. He hated carrots. Especially carrots that looked like Zombie Cat. But luckily that only happened in his dreams. Most of the time.
In the days long before Jesus was born, the army of God, the Israelites, were being threatened by the army of the Philistines. The Israelites had their camp on one mountain, and the Philistines had their camp on another. But the Philistines had a secret weapon, a giant named Goliath. He stood 9 feet high and struck fear into the hearts of the Israelites. Goliath wore a helmet of solid bronze and armor made of bronze scales. Each day, Goliath would walk into the valley and challenge the Israelites, calling for them to send their greatest warrior into the valley to do battle with him. The Israelites were terrified of Goliath. Even King Saul,
the Israelites had finally reached the promised land after escaping from Egypt. Moses had led the Israelites through the wilderness, but when they reached the promised land, God called on Joshua to lead the people and conquer the land. The first challenge they faced was the Jordan River, which was very high and very swift that time of year. Joshua knew that there was no way they'd all be able to cross without getting swept away by the current, but Joshua trusted that God would provide a way. They began to cross, and as soon as their feet touched the river, the waters separated and left a dry path right through the middle. Joshua led his people through the middle of the river and further into the Promised Land. The Promised Land was full of evil cities.
Round